What happens when the tool that you use to think, plan, and create starts showing ads? Not social ads, not search ads, conversation ads, because that's what's happening right now. OpenAI has officially announced that it's testing ads inside ChatGPT for free users and their new Go plan. Paid users, well, it's still free for now, but before you panic or before you start getting excited, we need to talk about what this actually means for marketers, creators, and small business owners.
Welcome to Marketing Trends Now. I'm Katie Brinkley, a social media strategist who's been in the game for over 2 decades. And I'm a business owner just like you. If you want to stay ahead of the algorithm without burning out, I've got you. I know you've got a business to run, so I'm going to keep it short, smart, and worth your time. Let's dive into today's episode.
When I first saw that ads were going to be rolling out on ChatGPT, I was a little disappointed. And the reason is because right now it feels like I got my own personal assistant, right? We have this assistant that we can go to, we can talk to, we can learn from, we can brainstorm together. And now they're going to start telling me ads. And I got a little nervous about it. But I don't want that. The more research I did, I started to understand why they were doing it. And I want to talk about the strategy behind it. So let's walk through 3 things: what to watch for, what to test, and what you can completely ignore. So let's start here. This is not about ads. This is about where attention is moving next, because ChatGPT is no longer a tool that people just quote unquote try out. It is a place where people think. They plan launches there, they draft emails here, they outline offers, they ask questions they never post publicly. And this is something to keep in mind. The very first thing that we want to pay attention to is context. According to OpenAI, ads will be clearly labeled and separate from responses. So it's good. You're not going to have any subliminal messaging coming into your answers. It's not going to say, so if you're like, I don't know what to cook for dinner tonight, it's not going to say, oh, well, tonight's a perfect night for you to order Domino's, Katie, or something like that. So keep in mind, it's not going to be giving you subliminal ads through their answers. So according to OpenAI, ads are going to be clearly labeled and separate from their responses. They've said advertisers don't influence answers and conversations aren't shared with advertisers. And that's really important, but that's not the real story here. The real story is that ads are entering high intent environments. This isn't someone scrolling Instagram, half asleep, saying, entertain me. I was watching cat videos. And oh, by the way, yeah, I was looking at sunglasses earlier today. I should go ahead and complete that purchase. This is someone actively asking, how do I grow my business? What tool should I use? What's the best way to do this? That is a very different moment. So what should you be watching? Right now, how people talk about ads inside ChatGPT. So do they ignore them? Do they find them helpful? Do they trust them? Have they seen ads yet? Because trust, this is the most important one, is trust, because that's the entire currency. If trust erodes, this entire ads experiment dies very quickly. If trust holds and people are still going to ChatGPT to find their answers and to work and to get through the day, now that we all have started relying on AI, if this trust holds, this becomes a new category of marketing altogether. The second thing to watch is who gets access first. Right now, this is just a test. Big brands, controlled rollout, very limited scope. But if this expands, it won't look like meta ads. This will favor brands that are clear, specific, helpful, not flashy. So if your messaging only works when you interrupt people, this will be a problem. What should you be testing? This is where I think most people get ahead of themselves. You do not need to rush to figure out ChatGPT ads. What you should be testing right now is something much more important: your clarity. If someone asked ChatGPT, Who should I hire for this? Or what's the best solution for this problem? Would your brand even make sense as an answer? That's the test. Because AI ads, recommendations, and discovery all reward businesses that know exactly who they help, what problem they solve, and what outcome they deliver. If your messaging is vague, trendy, or buzzword heavy, AI will not be kind to you. This is the moment to tighten your positioning. The second thing to test right now is conversation based content. So, not polished, not viral, clear explanations, strong opinions, helpful frameworks. Man, it almost sounds like I'm talking about having a podcast. Having a podcast is one of the best ways to show up as an answer, but that's not what this podcast is about. It's about the ads in ChatGPT. So, helpful frameworks, because whether ads expand or not, AI tools are already influencing how people decide. If your content can't stand on its own in a conversation, it won't convert in an AI driven world. And one more thing to test: your relationship with platforms. This move from OpenAI is another reminder that renting attention always comes with risk. Ads change experiences, algorithms change incentives. Free tools eventually need revenue, which means your brand still needs an owned foundation. Podcast, email, long form content, community. AI does not replace any of that. That's what makes this even more important. So let's talk about what not to waste energy on. Ignore the panic. This does not mean that ChatGPT is suddenly ruined. It doesn't mean that your data is being sold, and it doesn't mean that every response is now an ad. OpenAI has been very clear about separation, labeling, and privacy in this testing phase. Fear is a bad strategy, so stay away from fear. Ignore anyone promising AI ad hacks. If you see anyone promising that, go the opposite direction. Because if someone claims they've cracked the system, you know what? They are guessing. This is very, very early. It's unstable and evolving. Smart marketers observe before they optimize. And finally, ignore the idea that this replaces social, search, or content strategy as a whole. It doesn't. What it does reinforce is a trend that we have been talking about for years. Marketing is moving from interruption to context, from shouting to relevance, from volume to trust. So, ChatGPT is testing ads. It's not the real headline here. The headline right now is marketing is entering spaces where people think, not just scroll. And businesses that win in environments like this are the ones that are clear, human, strategic, and not the loudest. So here's your challenge this week. Ask yourself, if my ideal customer explained their problem out loud, would my brand sound like the answer? And if not, there you go. That's what you need to fix next. And if you want help tightening that strategy, aligning your content, and building visibility that actually converts, head to nextstepsocial.com, because trends come and go, but smart, strategic marketing always wins. Until then, keep your marketing smart, strategic, and always on trend.